Well, hello, all of my students. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Jay, and I am so happy you're joining me. I have the opportunity to help you with your English comprehension, vocabulary, and your fluency. Today, I have another read and repeat story. I know you're going to enjoy it. I have been having a great time writing these. You can read along with me as I have placed today's story down in the description of today's lesson. Also, if you did not know, I do have a podcast that you can listen to on a daily basis. The link to that is also down in the description. And be sure to turn on your subtitles today if you need them. All right, I hope you're ready for a little learning and a little laughter. Let's dive into today's lesson. Daryl felt frustration bubbling inside him as he pulled into the gas station and saw the soaring prices. Wow. How many have ever felt frustration when you look at the gas prices? I know here in the United States, for instance, earlier this week, we went to bed. Me and my wife noticed we went to bed one night and gas was $2.99 a gallon. And then we left the house the next day and it was $3.14 a gallon. I remember when I was a child and gas was 89 cents a gallon. That's amazing. So let's read and repeat this. Daryl felt frustration bubbling inside him as he pulled into the gas station and saw the soaring prices. Let me know down in the comment section how much gas is in your location and what country you're in. So when someone is frustrated, some people put the R in there and some people don't. Sometimes we say frustrated or some people say frustrated. Okay. The R can be silent or not. It's a feeling of being upset or annoyed. And it's no feeling like knowing you're going to have to pay a little bit more money today than you would yesterday. So for instance, you might say, using the word frustration in a sentence, you may say, the constant noise became a source of frustration. Or I may say, man, I get so frustrated when people enjoy my lessons but don't share or like them. I get frustrated, okay? Or if you're married and you've been married for longer than a year, your spouse may have habits that frustrate you. I love my wife, but she cracks her ankles and just makes a popping noise. Some people pop their knuckles and she pops her ankles. Oh! Every time she does it, it's so frustrating. I used to frustrate my father when I put my elbows or my arms on the table when we were eating dinner, and we would argue back and forth as a teenager. And he would try to teach me good table manners, but I was young and my habits at the table were frustrating to him. Okay, frustration. The exorbitant cost of fuel made him uneasy about his upcoming road trip. Let's read and repeat. The exorbitant cost of fuel made him uneasy about his upcoming road trip. Now, exorbitant, exceeding normal or reasonable limits. Okay. The price is going up. This is exorbitant, you might say. The price of the luxury car was exorbitant. Oh, man, yes. So in this country, and I'm pretty sure it's an international brand, BMW, okay, and Mercedes. So I know people that have had both. I know people that have had the Lexus, the BMW, and the Mercedes. And out of all three, they say that the BMW has exorbitant maintenance costs. And so I've said, if I ever get a luxury car, I will not get a BMW, even though there's some beautiful cars and they are very fast. That maintenance is exorbitant or very high. He grumbled about the expense, even though he had the money to pay for the high-priced fuel. Uh-oh, Daryl's a complainer. Let's read and repeat. He grumbled about the expense, even though he had the money to pay for the high fuel. And oftentimes in this country, instead of saying fuel, we just say gas. Okay, I need some gas. You rarely hear people say, I need to get some fuel. So we'll say, I need to gas up the car. Some people may say, I need to fuel up the car. And I believe in some countries, they call gas or fuel petrol. And so let me know, what do they call gas in your country? Is it fuel, gas, or petrol? I believe it's the UK. They may say, I need petrol. I need petrol. So when you grumble, or someone that grumbled, they complained quietly or in a discontented way. So we've all grumbled or know someone that grumbles. They'll be like, man, I can't believe this gas is $3.14. I went to bed yesterday and it was $2.99. Man, I got to go in here. You're grumbling. Okay, you're grumbling. You're complaining. Okay, so you might say the child grumbled about having to go to bed early. Why is my mama sending me to bed at 8 o'clock? I am 16 years old. She must have lost her. Grumble. Eventually, he hit the road only to have his car sputter and come to a halt, leaving him stranded. So when a person is stranded, they are all alone, usually on the road. Okay, you're by yourself. Now, I want you to notice it says that his car sputtered. So it was boop, 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 boop. You know, it was sputtering. Kind of like we cough. A car can cough or sputter. Let's read and repeat. Eventually, he hit the road only to have his car sputter and come to a halt, having him stranded. Boy, that's not a great feeling, especially in this country where people can be crazy, rude, and you have to walk so far just to get to your destination. Being stranded is not cool. And don't let it be raining or super hot. Oh, it's such an inconvenience, but it happens. His irritation grew as he realized he would have to walk the remaining distance. Let's read and repeat. His irritation grew as he realized he would have to walk the remaining distance. I want you to notice in the picture, his car is broken down, but you see him putting his hand like this. We call that thumbing a ride. I have to thumb a ride. Okay. Are you going this way? Hitchhiking. Okay. You're thumbing a ride. You're bumming a ride sometimes, we would say. Okay. Bumming a ride or trying to catch a ride. The tiresome journey led him to reflect on the value of gratitude, a lesson often overlooked. Okay, so when someone reflects, they think about, they ponder, they wonder about. When something is tiresome, it causes one to be exhausted, bored, or annoyed. You know, you're walking a long distance, you're gonna get tired. You have no one to talk to, no one to be with. It can become annoying or tiresome. Daryl's initial complaints transformed into appreciation as he embraced the beauty of the surroundings during his walk. Let's read and repeat. Daryl's initial complaints transformed into appreciation as he embraced the beauty of the surroundings during his walk. Excellent, excellent. That was great. Let's go on to the next sentence. He learned that sometimes unexpected setbacks can lead to newfound gratitude, a sentiment far more valuable than the cost of gas. Oh yeah, Daryl's hurting now. He realized it's a great thing to have the money to buy your own gas instead of having to walk everywhere you go. What a great lesson. I'm going to tell you, that's a good story I wrote there. Now, before we read and repeat this sentence, can you find the compound words? Okay. How many compound words can you find here? I see 3. I see 3. And remember, a compound word, 2 words in one. Sometimes, setbacks, and newfound. Those are compound words. Let's read and repeat. He learned that sometimes unexpected setbacks can lead to newfound gratitude, a sentiment far more valuable than the cost of gas. All right, that's going to do it for today's story. Now what we're going to do is read through the entire story at a fast pace. Okay, so let's see if you can keep up with me. I'm going to read through without stopping, making comments, and I'm going to do so right now. Daryl felt frustration bubbling inside him as he pulled into the gas station and saw the soaring prices. The exorbitant cost of fuel made him uneasy about his upcoming road trip. He grumbled about the expense, even though he had the money to pay for the big priced fuel. Eventually, he hit the road, only to have his car sputter and come to a halt, leaving him stranded. His irritation grew as he realized he would have to walk the remaining distance. The tiresome journey led him to reflect on the value of gratitude, a lesson often overlooked. Daryl's initial complaints transformed into appreciation as he embraced the beauty of the surroundings during his walk. He learned that sometimes unexpected setbacks can lead to newfound gratitude, a sentiment far more valuable than the cost of gas. Poor Daryl. Okay, let's go on to today's quiz. Now that we have read through today's lesson, we have learned some vocabulary words and phrases. Let's test your comprehension. What does exorbitant mean? Number 2, what is a setback? Number 3, what is a compound word? Okay. And number 4, use the word appreciation in a sentence. So if you have to take a screenshot of today's quiz, you can do that now. And if you need to, go back and watch the lesson again and try to familiarize yourself with some of the vocabulary and phrases and words that I said. One way that I try to encourage people to improve their fluency is by studying. Of course, there are hundreds of thousands of teachers on YouTube, but when it comes to my channel, I encourage reading and repeating. I think that is a great way to learn the English language. Okay, so be sure to go back and watch today's lesson a couple of times. And if you have enjoyed today's lesson, you have learned something, be sure to give me a like and share it with a friend that is trying to improve their English. Hey, my name is Jay, and I want to say thank you so much for watching today's lesson, especially if you made it until the end. As I always say, I hope you join me on my next lesson. Have a great day.